Good afternoon. Well, thank you for joining us today to celebrate the college's 50th anniversary. This is actually Founders Day. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. We started this 50th anniversary celebration with a birthday party of some sorts, or a kickoff. Many of you were here in January, and we've had a year of activities it's really culminating with today's final anniversary celebration. I want to thank the college's choir, led by Associate Professor Andrew Krzyzewska, for their wonderful sound. Thank you. And I think we'll have a surprise from them as the year goes forward, or at least from the music department, as we are on a search for a school song, right? Yeah, we don't have a school song, and that was we found that as we were going through our archives to prepare for the 50th year. So I want to thank him for his leadership of that work as well. And I want to thank senior art lecturer Marlene Gaudio and her students for presenting this beautiful ceramic artwork to commemorate the college's anniversary. I'm going to hold it up. It's heavy, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So thank you. So it was exactly 50 years ago today, December 8th, 1964, that Montgomery County Community College was established. Shortly after the Community College Act of 1963 was passed and provided the legal basis for the formation of what are now 14 community colleges in Pennsylvania. And it was also on December 8th, 1964, that the Montgomery County Commissioners, Russell Parkhouse, William Vogel, and Daniel Costello, appointed the first 15-member Board of Trustees to oversee the college. The founding board members were Arthur Alderfer, Alice Anderson, Herman Blumenthal, Edward Carroll, Dwight Dundor, who was actually on the search committee for the board when I was hired as president, Joseph Feldmeyer, William Harned, Charles Kahn Jr., who was also a member of the board when I first came to the college, Reverend Leonard Jones, Thomas MacArthur, Gladys Perlstein, Stephen Roberts, Bill Strasberg, who is here with us today, William Yan, and Luther Young. And I'm really delighted that Bill Strasberg and Barbara Kahn, Charles Kahn's wife, are here with us today. So thank you very much. And I'm pleased to introduce 3 of the 17 original faculty members who taught at the college when it opened in 1966 in Conshohocken. Al Rauer, and I think he's coming, he's going to be a little late, he has a doctor's appointment, but he will be here. Alec Goldberg, the physics professor, and Richard Marshall. We are honored also to have State Senator and Trustee John Rafferty with us today, representing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. U.S. Senator Pat Toomey was unable to attend today's event, but he has presented the college with a special citation honoring the college's 50th anniversary. And we're also honored to have the Montgomery County Commissioners with us here today, Chairman Josh Shapiro, Vice Chair Leslie Richards, and Bruce Castor. Thank you for being here. We have some other special guests with us here as well. Elizabeth Bolden, the president of the Pennsylvania Commission for Community Colleges. Patty Thomas, chair of the Alumni Board. Alumni board members Lynn Holtzman and Jean Lasorda. Alma Jacobs, emeritus member of the Foundation Board of Directors. Foundation Board Chair Dolores Lair, Foundation Board members Quan Murrow, Melissa Motz, Maureen Thompson, and Roger Willig. Thank you all for joining us today. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Board of Trustees member Regina Lowry, and she's going to offer remarks on behalf of the board. Regina currently serves as the Board of Trustees treasurer. She's also a member of the foundation board as the Board of Trustees liaison to the foundation board. And we're especially proud this past April that Regina received the Trustee of the Year Award from the American Association for Women in Community Colleges for her leadership and advocacy for the college and its mission. Please join me in welcoming Trustee Regina Lowry.
Thank you, Dr. Stout. It's a pleasure to be here today. Please allow me to introduce one of our Board of Trustee members, Sean Kilkenny, and as Dr. Stout mentioned, Senator John Rafferty. I think Margot Clark was supposed to be here today. Unfortunately, I don't see her. Our board chair, Michael Daniela, regrettably was unable to attend today due to a conflict with his schedule, but he sends his congratulations to the college on this anniversary celebration. As the governing body of Montgomery County Community College, the Board of Trustees is committed to making decisions and policies to advance the core mission of the college, just as the founding trustees did 50 years ago when they were appointed by the county. My initial involvement with the college was prompted by my daughter, Krista, who took fine arts classes here at the Central Campus in Bluebell. The supportive faculty, the high quality of classes, and her overall positive experience with the program motivated me to chair the college's Courage to Create capital campaign in 2008. The results of that campaign transformed the Art Barn into the Fine Arts Center it is today, a place where all students and members of the community are broadened and inspired to think in new ways. The Fine Arts Center opened in the spring of 2009, and later that year, on Founders Day, Dr. Stout officially dedicated the 75-foot-long Founders Bridge. This bridge physically connects the Arts Center to the rest of the campus and represents how the arts are connected to all of the other disciplines offered at the college. Today, as we celebrate the college's anniversary and recall the original Founders Day in 1967, we see that the college's mission itself is a bridge, one that links the goals of the college, founding trustees, and the supporters with the vision of today's leaders. As we conclude our first 50 years, we stand firmly on the mission as we set goals to chart the course for the next 50 years and beyond. The board strives to ensure that the college continues to provide the quality of curriculum and programs that will equip our students to be lifelong, multi-skilled learners who are equally prepared for today's markets and tomorrow's careers. As the college's mission states, we are dedicated to ensuring that all residents of Montgomery County have access to the highest quality of education and the most affordable education possible. We intend, as a Board of Trustees, to continue to protect these values for the next 50 years and to foster the growth and success of all the people we serve here in Montgomery County. Thank you for all being here today.
Thank you, Regina. At this time, I'd like to ask Senator Rafferty to come to the podium and representing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And Senator Rafferty was one of the first state legislators when I started at the college who really understood the importance of Montgomery County Community College and our work in the county. And there are so many things at the college that have his mark behind them. He doesn't talk about it very much, but he's done an extraordinary amount, especially to help us with the development of the West Campus in Pottstown. Now as a trustee, he continues that strong commitment to advancing our mission and making sure that we're viable and invested in by the state. So I want to thank the Senator for that leadership and welcome you to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. My holiday gift to you is I will be brief. I want to thank, though, the three commissioners, Josh, Leslie, and Bruce, for having the trust in me to appoint me to the board, Montgomery County Community College. It's been a terrific honor for me to be able to serve as a trustee with Regina and Sean and the individuals who serve and are so dedicated to the Montgomery County Community College. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I always look at community colleges, and specifically Montgomery County Community College, as the first line of offense in our ever-changing economy, where we're seeing more and more of our international relations play a part in the job skills here in Montgomery County and Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And Montgomery County Community College, under the leadership of Karen Stout, has continually risen to the top to make sure that our students and our workforce is educated in the proper way to meet the needs of economic development, not only in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but in this nation and in the world today. It used to be that we were competing with our sister community colleges and the four-year institutions here in Pennsylvania. But technology has now forced us to look at the world as our competitors and the world as our educational opportunities. And Karen has led us here at Montgomery County Community College, along with the assistance of the commissioners and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to make sure that that continues to happen. So once again, I thank you for the opportunity to serve Montgomery County Community College. It's a great pleasure to be here for the 50th anniversary. Even though I'm only 40, I can imagine what it was like 50 years ago. But I thank you all for this opportunity to be here. Josh is laughing at me. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Many more years, Karen.
Thank you, Senator Rafferty. A few weeks ago, we held a 50th party to celebrate the Fabulous 50, and those were 50 alumni from 5 decades. And as part of that night, we honored and thanked legislators and county commissioners for their support of the college over the years. In addition, we launched the public face of what is a comprehensive private fundraising campaign to raise $9 million in primarily scholarships. And that night we were able to announce that we've raised $6 million towards that $9 million goal. I want to ask Commissioner Chair Josh Shapiro to come up to the podium. And I'll give him a chance to make some comments in a second, but I'm going to take the podium for right now to thank you for your support of Montgomery County Community College. And I know you were unable to attend the event, so I want to make sure that we're able to recognize you and appreciate you for your strong support of community colleges and Montgomery County Community Colleges specifically. Many of you may not know that before he became commissioner, Commissioner Shapiro was a legislator that was the driving force behind transfer legislation that really has helped us to work more collaboratively with primarily the PASHE schools. And it was Commissioner Shapiro, when he was a legislator and representative, that really pushed forward and advanced that legislation. So I want to thank you for that as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll hold this for you. You're taking it. He has a big book here. I'm not sure what is.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Stout, thank you for that kind presentation. I know my colleagues, Commissioner Richards and Commissioner Castor, had the opportunity to receive theirs the other night. I just wanted to make a few brief remarks. This morning I began, as I do every morning, reading old minute books from Montgomery County Commissioner meetings. And I came across, I do that every morning. I came across the minutes book from December 8th, 1964, Founders Day here at the college. I brought with me a copy that I hope I can put into the time capsule. But this is the minutes book that really established the college and set it on its path right here. This is the resolution. And I brought it today because it was a unanimous vote with Parkhouse and Costello and Vogel, the county commissioners at the time. And I know they had great hopes for the college. You can tell that by virtue of their writings and the speeches that they gave 50 plus years ago talking about the college. But I am certain that they had no idea just how successful this college would be. When you think about who is a Montgomery County Community College student and what the college has meant for us, it is something that transcends the walls and really the beautiful walls of this institution and has made its way all throughout our community and our college. It's the single mom that I met the other night who works at the Gennardis in Roslyn and is studying to be a nursing student and working part-time at that Gennardis to help care for her family. It's the legislative assistant who's decided after years of being involved in politics, he's interested in being a policeman, and so he's coming here to get that foundation in the training academy. It's the veteran that comes home, and notwithstanding the fact that the GI Bill is there for him or her, they know that to put it all together and get their life moving here, back stateside, it takes someone who is willing to care and look out for them. And that someone, those people are right here at the community college. It's a college president who doesn't just hang out in her office, but hangs out in the White House. And you can read about her in the Philadelphia Inquirer, or you can find her chairing a task force in Montgomery County to help set the stage for 25 years from now as we put forth our Montgomery County 2040 plan for the future. It's both classrooms and it's community. It is the very best of what Parkhouse envisioned. It's the very best of what government does when it works with the community and the private sector and commits itself to education, as Commissioner Castor and Commissioner Richards and I have tried to do. Friends, it is a true honor to stand here 50 years later and say that that vision that those commissioners had has been met and expanded upon, and over the course of the next 50 years, as we write the next chapter in this history book, I am confident that even greater things will continue to happen for the single mom at Gennardis, for that police officer, and for everybody who has the opportunity to make this community college family the great family that it is. Thank you for what you do in Montgomery County, and thank you for being a part of this important historic day. Thank you very much.
So, Commissioner, I think it's great that you get up every morning and read the minutes. I did have a faculty member whisper in my ear while you were saying that, and she said maybe you need to take a few literature classes here. She's waving a pom-pom, but she wants to remain anonymous. I'd like now to invite Vice Chairperson Leslie Richards and Commissioner Bruce Castor forward to say some remarks as well.
Good afternoon. I really enjoyed hearing Chairman Shapiro share how we all feel about this community college, what a special place it is, and what a source of pride it is. I feel extremely honored to be a county commissioner during this special year, the 50th year of the community college. Josh started rattling off all the ways that the community college is intertwined with our county, and in so many incredible ways, and not just Dr. Stout heading the steering committee for our comprehensive plan that's looking at how we'll shape our county over the next 25 years, and not just the veterans that come here and integrate their lives back into the civilian life, and even my own assistant, who, due to life's obstacles, never got her college degree. She was one course short when I met her. And it didn't come out until we had been working 2 years together. And I said, Denise, what are you thinking? You need one course to get your undergraduate degree. And we both knew what that would mean. And we both went to her desk at that moment, and went onto the Montgomery County website. She signed up for the course, and she is currently taking it right now. She's studying for her final, which is next week, in physiology, which I know more about the human body right now than I have ever known before. She's always learning phenomenal things. And knock on wood, with all of her studies, I know she's working very hard. She's learning a ton. In 1 more month, she will have an undergraduate degree from Kansas State in music therapy, and she just needs that one physiology course to make it happen. And her whole world will change. She is a mother, she is a grandmother, and this just means the world to her. She even walks differently now that the college graduate degree is in her sights. And it's just amazing to see. Before handing the microphone over to Commissioner Castor, I just want to share how incredible it is to attend the Montgomery County Community College graduation. One of my favorite events, and just to see the diversity of those graduates in age. Although they all look phenomenal for their age, some of them 70, 80, they're coming back, and they're getting the degrees that mean so much to them. Some of them in their 20s, their 30s, again, life's obstacles have come in their way, and they've met some challenges, and now they're coming back. Or maybe they're switching careers, and it's here where they find the tools to live the life they want, to get the skills that they need to do the things that they are passionate about. So we're so grateful for the past 50 years. We are happy to be here when this time capsule is sealed, and excited to see what happens in the next 50 years. And so happy birthday, Montgomery County Community College, and it's my honor to introduce Commissioner Castor.
Thank you, Commissioner Richards. I didn't realize your assistant needed assistance with physiology. I will arrange with the coroner's office immediately to have her get an appointment there. Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is an exciting time. One of the other commissioners whispered in my ear asking if I was a county employee back when the minute book was written. In fact, I was only 3 years old at the time. However, in 1984, this very month, December 1984, I was hired to begin working in Montgomery County in the DA's office in the spring of '85, and the college was celebrating its 20th anniversary back then. And I remember the names Parkhouse, Costello, and Vogel being used back then. And as many of you know, Commissioner Vogel went on to become a very well-known and respected county judge and president judge of Montgomery County. He was exceptionally hard of hearing when I was an assistant DA. When I would ask for 10 years, the bad guys only ever got 10 months. I never did quite understand how that worked out. So maybe he wasn't listening that day. I also grew up in Abington, and across the street from the police station and the hospital in which I was born, the police station where my grandfather took me and locked me in a cell to say I didn't ever want to be on the inside, was Parkhouse's grocery store, those of you who remember back then. And Mr. Parkhouse, as I called him when my mother would take me there for grocery shopping, always had cookies for us little boys and girls that were in there. That was how I knew Commissioner Parkhouse, not the visionary that we know him as today. But certainly that vision has taken shape. And if you walk around the campus here and you are also a parent or visit colleges elsewhere where you have an opportunity to compare campuses, there is no other private liberal arts school any place I've ever been to, any of the fancy ones that cost tens of thousands of dollars that seem to have anything more than we have here. In fact, I thought so much of the program here, both my children went here. My son is now in law school and my daughter is finishing at Philadelphia University. This is quite a place and quite an accomplishment, and the Board of Trustees, past and present, the faculty, past and present, the administration, past and present, surely have lived up to the visions of those three commissioners and the people who pushed all of these ideas on a perhaps not too willing populace back at the time 50 years ago, because now you certainly never hear anybody say a negative thing about Montgomery County Community College. Congratulations and happy birthday.
So we've honored and recognized a number of visionaries who made Montgomery County Community College possible, but we really need to recognize on this 50th anniversary a really special group of people, and that's the faculty. The faculty has had a major influence on, at last count, about 420,000 residents that have made their ways into classrooms at Montgomery County Community College or any of our locations. And you think about the ripple effect of that influence, how many lives you've touched. Some of you, I know, have calculated that in your minds and have told me your own individual number. But the collective number is more than 400,000. So it is the faculty that shapes Montgomery County Community College and shapes the county in many ways and the future of the county by the work that you do day in and day out in helping our students to be champions and to help them succeed and to prepare them to be innovative thinkers. Recently, we asked our alumni to share their fondest memories of our faculty, including the many positive influences you've had on their lives and on their accomplishments. And we've compiled many of these memories and quotes along with photographs in a brief slideshow that we'll share with you now. And while we regret that we can't highlight all of our full and part-time faculty today, that would be about 1,200 people when you add all the numbers together. We are creating a scrapbook of memories and photographs that will be placed in our time capsule that will be opened again in 2064 on our 100th year anniversary. So please, while you're thinking about, when you see the slideshow, if you can think of anything that you want to put in the time capsule, please take time over I don't know when we're closing it. I'll probably get that before I come back up, but think about what you might want to put into the time capsule. So here's a brief video, talk about the influence of faculty on the lives of students. Will the faculty rise so we can applaud you? Thank you. I want to thank the folks behind the scenes who pulled together the photographs and just the overall ambiance of the video. Matt, I'm sure you had a little bit to do with that behind the scenes. I want to thank you for that. And this is, what the faculty. I'm heading from here into Stephen Blum's class to watch his last class with his honors students. This is really where the action is in the classroom, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do to make this college so great. We have two folks that have asked to make some remarks, a little bit off script, but I think it's important because they were with us at the very beginning. So I'm going to ask Bill Strasberg, a founding trustee, and Richard Marshall, a founding faculty member, to come on up and make some remarks to take us back, and then we'll move forward. So I don't know who wants to go first, but Bill, if you want to go first?
We could hold hands. All that we do and all that we've said here today has a deep root in the human experience. Through the years, people have always wanted to live in a community where there are no problems, or that they could at least manage their problems. Plato had his Republic, Thomas More had his Utopia, and even James Hilton in 1933 had his Lost Horizons. And these are all variations of that same theme, that people want to go beyond the troubles of their moment and to have something. But in each of these books and many others, it all resulted in the idea that you had to have an education that was not only learning about the world in which we live and in which we're going to be able to have an effect, but it would also be an education in learning how to have personal relationships. And that goes beyond just the books. And that's where the faculty has become so important, and seeing how they have influenced the lives of so many people, as Dr. Stout has said, as well as the others. And this is what makes the college great. And this is what makes it remarkable. And this is what makes it enduring. And we know that because of this kind of an education, where they're taught to have a willingness to be there when there's a need, to have a seriousness of purpose, to know that there is a deeper root that is meaningful in all that we do. And then the third is to have a genuine interest in other people. And all of this is blended with a deep faith in the ability of one person to get along with another. When we met as the first group of the founding trustees, and I still remember Charlie Kahn that night, and his wife Barbara is here, who had been so helpful throughout all the years on the college. But in addition to that, when we talked about the way in which this college that we're starting, that we would see go, would have a deep meaning. And we brought Dr. Brendlinger, who had bought all of the paperwork that had to be done to comply with the requirements to make it a possible starting. And all of that we talked about, that this would be something of that, and I only wish that each one of those could see the ending result that has brought life to those values and to those very meaningful things that we had talked about in that banquet room at the Valley Forge Hotel across from the courthouse. It meant a lot to me to be a part of that group. And when I stepped aside in 1969 to become the Associate Director of the U.S. Information Agency and travel all over the world and see the cultural and educational centers that we've had, it only reaffirmed to me that the community college is the very basis of all that has to be done if we're going to have a good community, and we do have that, and that's where I thank all of you. And I thank you for just allowing me to express these wishes from those founding trustees. And thank you for all you have done, Dr. Stout, to keep all of this fire burning.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Dick Marshall. I go back a ways with the college, and I thought I'd just share a few thoughts with you in regard to that. I was teaching at Harriton High School in Lower Merion from 1959 to 1966. And I remember, I believe it was 1963, the school district asked us to pass out forms in our homeroom as to whether or not the people and students of Lower Merion wanted a community college. And there was a resounding no. There was the feeling that why have a community college, and I felt this being in Lower Merion. Why have a community college? Most of our students go to Ivy League institutions or private schools. Why should we, the wealthiest, perhaps most populous township in the county at that time, pay for a community college? So, as many of you know, they filed suit against the establishment of a community college. And of course, they ultimately lost. But then, in 1966, I thought about leaving Harriton High School to teach at Montgomery Community College. And I had two very close associates warn me not to do that. One was a soccer coach. I also coached soccer with him, Dr. Ted Copeland, a respected mathematician and teacher in Lower Merion. He came up to me after I announced I was leaving in June of '66. He said, "Do you really know what you're doing?" I said, "Well, I think so. I have faith in the commissioners. I have faith in Montgomery County." But there was doubt. Then I taught summer school that summer, and the principal of the Bala-Kinwood Junior High School, who directed summer school, who I knew fairly well. This is an educator, a Lower Merion educator, came up to me and he said, "What the heck are community colleges?" Well, I was a little pressed. I wasn't sure. But he said, "Well, aren't they for students that can't get in anyplace else or maybe have a low IQ?" I said, "I don't think so." But that was his opinion. Think about that. An educator in '66 had that opinion. And that's where the state was. So I did come in June of '66, and just a couple comments. I know Dr. Stout is a little pressed here. I even asked her if I could say a few words, you know. We started out in a building that was condemned as a high school and opened as a college. Okay. The blackboards, they were black then they became green, now they're white. But the blackboards did not hold chalk. That's how old and beat up they were. They did not hold chalk. You couldn't write on the blackboards. So we had to bring in blackboards into all the classrooms. I don't know if we bought them or rented them or what. But then, a few days before the first class, we said to the business manager, there's no chalk around. Oh, we need chalk. He had to order chalk at the last minute, which seems rather strange. But the hallways were dark. One of the lavatories leaked through the floor into one of the classrooms. I mean, it really was a bad scene. You compare that to what we see here today, it's incredible. It's truly incredible. Not just for this college, but for community colleges and where they are today, as pointed out earlier. I was here a few days ago when Dr. Stout awarded awards to 50 successful members of the graduating classes of the college. And at the time I thought, well, you know, I wish somebody would really stand up and say thank you to the present president. So please join me in applause for the 13 years of the leadership of Karen Stout.
Thank you, Dick. I have some good news. I think we fixed the chalk problems. Some of the other ones, the laboratory leaks, I think we're still working on. It's now time to light our birthday cake. And the display cake that you see and the cupcakes were created by our Culinary Arts Institute baking and pastry instructor, Joseph Schock, with assistance from our students. So I want to thank you before we indulge. Now, I understand that the cake, we won't be cutting the cake, right? Okay, we won't be cutting the cake. And those of you that get a chance to admire the cake will figure that out, why we're not cutting the cake when you get a close-up look at the cake. But I want to ask the commissioners, trustees to join me as we light the candles of the birthday cake together.